Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. I would like to talk today about the healing because I've been going through the process of healing. So I think I should share about healing. I've learned something about healing, which is we all heal differently. We develop resilience. Our our wounds bleed and heal differently. Some people take longer to heal and some take shorter to heal. But the more we care, the more we struggle to heal in any situation that we face or pain that we endure. Tears have been proven. First of all, I've learned that for the wound to heal, it has to be scrapped sometimes. Ukuthunukwa kwesilonda. And tears are another way of healing our wounds, because I'm not talking about the physical scars here. I'm talking about emotional healing. Because I'm those people who take time to heal because I care, I would like to also indicate that through pain, it is through pain that we gain strength. It is through pain that we gain strength. But what is emotional healing, by the way? Emotional healing is the process of acknowledging. First, you have to acknowledge. You can't be in denial of a pain if you want to deal with it. It is the process of acknowledging and allowing and accepting and integrating. You allow it, you acknowledge it, you allow it, you accept it, you integrate, and you process a painful life experience and strong emotions. Do you get what I mean? First, acknowledge that I'm feeling this way. Allow yourself to feel the pain. Most of the time, people do not allow themselves to feel the pain, and that is when they end up using alcohol or doing substances, smoking dacha, smoking drugs. What I've learned from that, not from my experiences, of course, I've never tasted any alcohol or smoked or whatever, but what I've learned is that, if you get drunk today because you don't want to deal with pain, even tomorrow that pain is still there. Even a day after tomorrow, that pain is still there, which is what makes us to be addicted to whatever we are using in order to deal with pain. Some of us, when we're dealing with pain, we overdose antidepressants. Again, we get addicted to them. But when you are done with using all these substances, we boost, we try to cope using, the pain is still there. That is why we have to acknowledge, we have to allow it, we have to integrate it to and process it to our emotions. So we have to go through it. I know some people, and I guess I'm one of them, that will cry a lot when they go through a pain. I cry a lot, but I acknowledge my tears because I know that they are part of my healing. They are part of the journey to my healing. I've experienced many pains in life, but I won't share all of them. Your pain might be different from me. You might be dealing with the pain of rejection. You might be dealing with the pain of gender based violence, of being abused emotionally by your husband, by your boyfriend, by your partner, of being abused by the in-laws, of being abused by relatives. We deal with different pains. You might be dealing with the pain of being raped, and sometimes you have not told anybody, and you even are avoiding to talk about it. So we deal with lots of pains, and I don't want to go through all those pains because in my life experiences I've shared some of the pains, but the pain that I would like to discuss for me and for the purpose of this presentation is the pain of grief. We heal differently. Remember that if you do not heal, you will bleed on others. So in whatever circumstances that you faced, be it divorce, uh, any situation, there are so many adversities that affect us. You know, you might be diagnosed with the sickness, and your partner would say it's your fault. Again, it's pain. We can't be in denial of the pains that we face, but we have to face them, endure, but cope. The reason why I like a butterfly is because it goes through the stages of life, including pain, and it does not need help. I once shared a story, it's even in my office, a story where one man saw a butterfly struggling, hitting the cocoon, getting hurt in that cocoon, knocking her wings. But the man felt sorry for the butterfly and decided to cut the cocoon for the butterfly to get out. He was hoping that she would fly, but the butterfly did not fly. Instead, it got disabled and lied there. Because sometimes pain is part of our life journey to make us strong. There's a saying which says, what doesn't kill you will make you strong. My mother used to say, as long as a person doesn't beat you, they can say whatever and you can wear an umbrella to protect yourself. You have that ability in you, but we choose to be cowards because we don't want to go through the pain. Everybody goes through some stuff there, but some pretend as if they don't go through some stuff. Some are in denial. Some act as if it doesn't hurt, whereas it hurts. Acknowledge your pain. It doesn't matter how you acknowledge it. Let the person who will not face pain in their lives laugh at you. Because what I like about life, the things that happen to other people will also happen to us. That is how God created the world. That at some point we will have to face grief. At some point we will have to face hurt. At some point we will have to face rejection. At some point we will have to face conflict. At some point we will have to face abuse, spousal abuse. Life is full of challenges. Sometimes we go through sweet and happy times, and it feels like we're in the gravy train. But sometimes we go through hurtful times. It is not what happens to you that matters, but it is how you deal with it. Don't be destructive in terms of adversities. Don't be destructive in times of pain and adversities. Be the better person out of it all. If the butterfly I talked about was not helped, she becomes stronger. She gets a chance to grow her wings. She gets a chance to develop her beauty. And she flies in all her beauty. While you see the ugly cocoon and think it is destroying the butterfly, it doesn't destroy it, it's making it stronger and stronger. That is why I love the butterfly so much. And I like it more when it is wounded because it resembles the life experiences. But moreover, I like it more when it collects its wings and fly. I've been dealing a lot with recently with the pain of grief. There are many pains that I can talk about and I can share, but lately I've been dealing with the pain of grief. That is the pain that I would like to share, the pain of grief, and say there were various reasons that my grief took longer than any other person. First of all, grief is the price we pay for love. And I'm one person who cares, who's family orientated, and my loved ones mean a lot to me. So it's worse if it is the mother. Lost the father, but the mother was there. The difference when I lost the father is that my mother was there to receive our tears, maybe to share whatever we needed to share during that time. But losing a mother for me was the wound that took longer to heal. But yesterday I brought closure to it because I realized that by not letting her go, I'm not allowing her to transform and be my guardian angel. I believe in guardian angels. I believe in angels. So it doesn't matter how painful it was, but I needed to hear. I would like to use the healing technique that I've used. I've used some other healing techniques because I went for counseling and said my concerns about how my mother passed on and how I blamed people. Nobody did anything wrong. It was time for my mother to depart from this world, and she believed that everybody has their time to live. But because I was not around and I thought I can sort everything, um, I needed to hear. I remember my psychologist, when I was back in South Africa in this country, felt that I needed to take time, even if it's 3 days in here. But I did it differently. I think I need to give her a report. I did it differently. It happened when I had a talk with my younger sister. And those who live with me will know that there are days when I'm not coping because things are not going well at my home with my siblings ever since my parents departed, especially my male siblings. So I was struggling to accept everything and wishing my parents were here. I was not angry, but um, I needed my mother. I needed my mother. I didn't let go. Anger is not what. I remember someone in one of the advices said I must go and knock something. I can't knock something. You knock something when you are angry. But I was not angry, but I was feeling the pain. The pain took time to leave me. As I said, some wounds take time to heal, and I guess I'm those people who heal longer than the other people. Some people heal quickly, but some people heal longer. So I guess that is what has been happening. So I was overwhelmed. I left work. I was feeling like that was yesterday. I was feeling like the day I heard about my mother's passing that morning. I was overwhelmed with grief, with emotions. I had headaches, I had everything. First of all, the death of my mother left me diagnosed with blood pressure. I get that. I guess that's the shock. And one thing, when you have a mother who's strong as my mother, who's wise as my mother, who's loving as my mother, you think they are immortal. You're like, how can strong people die? But we all are going to die. So I'm dedicating this as the last video on healing, and I will do something in her memory after that. Some people plant a tree, some people do a memory box, even when a person was still sick, and do a memory box. Some create a corner in their lounge that is full of the memories for their parents. and some create an album. But again, for me, I needed to get rid of the pain. And one thing that I did was I was overwhelmed, going back to my story, by emotions, by feelings. I just stopped the car and I Googled a place that can make me a tattoo. In my understanding, a tattoo is very painful, and I wanted something to inflict pain on me so that I can release this pain and put closure to the grief I was suffering on the passing of my mother. I googled it and I got it, and I saw this man. I said, "Hi." I was exhausted. I was teary. I was ugly. Everything. I said, "I'm a daughter who lost a parent, and I need you to do the tattoo because I'll do the tattoo in her memory. I know I'm a Christian, and there are Christians who will judge me." And I said, "It's okay. In the end, this is between me and God. And in the end, this is how I will deal with pain." I also noticed that when I faced trauma one year, it was overwhelming for me that as a therapist, I understood how it feels to when someone cut their wrists, because pain can be overwhelming. I think I cannot stand pain as a person, because even at school, when I used to be beaten, when I was still at school, they were using corporal punishment. My hands used to be bloody when they hit me. So when pain was inflicted on me, I couldn't stand it. I think I don't stand pain. So I said to that man, "I want you to inflict pain on me because I want to put closure on my grief. I want to let my mother go. I want Mama to rest now because she's tired. She wants to rest, and we are holding her with our tears." I remember when he was doing it, the tattoo, the the tears were running to me. It was not the tears because of the pain he was inflicting, but it was the last tears to say goodbye to my mother. I think the tattoo took 20 minutes. I did not even feel it because I was talking to my soul. I did not even feel it because it was my last healing journey. Uh, in the tattoo, I don't know if you see it. I guess it's the way I'm sitting. Can you see? It's a butterfly. As I said, I was a wounded butterfly, and I've explained already what a wounded butterfly means to me. But that butterfly has to gain her wings and fly again, because it is through pain that we gain strength. And what I wrote again is I struggle to show this. I don't know how to present it. I struggle. That's the butterfly. So I wrote, "Your wings were ready, but my heart was not, Mom." So her wings were ready, but my heart was not. So it was high time that I accept it. Children, when they are taught at school, they are taught what we call life processes. They would say there are 7 life processes in life. They would say birth, they would count them, but the last one is death. So death is the last, is the life process that we all are going through, and we Christians believe that one day we will see our loved ones. I think I've shared a lot with people that ever since my mother departed, I've been making research about life after death. What happens to people when they leave this earth? I wanted signs that are there any signs that they do, except for the ancestral teachings that we get through our cultural practices and traditions and our homes. But I needed to know my own journey from the Christian perspective, because I chose Christianity. So I always need to understand on godly perspectives, or perspective, what happens to us when we live this life. So I made my research. There were signs that I saw that an angel called Mom was around. um Even last night, after I did this tattoo, I said a prayer, and after I said a prayer, I let go my mother. I let go of my mother. For the first time, the grief, the emptiness, the sadness, the pain that I felt, it disappeared last night. I slept like a baby. I felt, the nice feeling that says all is well. I think healing arrived, and I'm all okay with it. And what I would like to say to people when they need to heal, find something constructive. Turn your pain into something constructive. People like to say, do not be a victim, but be a victor. Turn your lemons into lemonade. That is what I do. I'm so creative during adversity. Hurt me and my pen starts writing, because negativity makes me not to relax. It brings out the fighting woman in me, and I would say Yilwandombo. But with me, I would never fight with my mouth. People have said lots of things about me, have insulted me. Do you know what happens? It's worse if they are women. I don't answer. I can answer if a person is a male, because I'm a woman activist and I saw my mother being the victim of abuse, so I put men into their order. But I'm also changing. I think I will keep quiet from now onwards. I'm better than talking, doing things. People stoop to the level that is so low. Fight with your mind. Take a pen and a paper and put ideas. Use the negativity around you to benefit you, manipulate it, gain from it. When a person sits outside to laugh at you, to ridicule you, to provoke you, look at them. You can't be affected by that, because stooping so low is not supposed to affect you. By virtue of a person seeing a need to react when they see you, it means you have an impact in them. So embrace the power in you. Walk like a princess, because you've got something that they want so much. And it's this. Some people think they can brag about money, and sometimes it is money that they haven't worked for. Maybe these people are not employed, but people are working for them, or it is a stolen money. People who earn their salaries clean will never do that. White people don't brag about the things that they have. So do not be obsessed by what people have and they hurt you using it. Be obsessed by having a mind that is sharp and a mind that gets what it wants. I always get what I want. I always get what I want in life, because I've learned from a young age to use this and less of this. Okay, I can use this because I can talk, but most of the time I want to tame it. Put a padlock if I can, and use this and be creative and have creative ideas. I'm challenging you to heal. Heal positively. Talk to someone if you need to. My healing has been a long journey. I talked to 2 counselors. I talked to a psychologist overseas in Scotland. I talked to a psychologist here, and I think I couldn't handle grief, but I healed at some point. And for me, it took me smaller things that trigger me to face my healing, because even now it was not counseling or whatever. It was just a smaller thing, like a message which challenged me to tell me that I have to heal so that my mother can rest. And I did that. And this will always be the reminder of my healing journey. I hope I don't write all my body. I don't even believe in this, but that time it was something that I had to do, and I did something that matters to me the most, the butterfly. So it was a constructive way of handling pain and grief. May God bless you. Bye. May you hear. Arise and shine and hear.